When dealing with kitchen receptacles wired with a shared neutral and an A-B configuration, ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, protection becomes crucial. There are a couple of options to consider, but one is highly recommended over the other for safety and code compliance. Firstly, installing a two-pole GFCI breaker is the preferred solution. This type of breaker has two trip mechanisms that monitor both the hot and neutral conductors. If a ground fault occurs, meaning there's a difference in current between the hot and neutral wires, the breaker will trip and cut off power to the entire circuit. This provides comprehensive GFCI protection for all the outlets on that circuit, regardless of the shared neutral. Secondly, consider the less desirable option of inline GFCI outlets. While it might seem like a solution, it is generally not recommended and might not meet electrical code requirements. The practice of breaking the neutral at each location to create a split neutral configuration is problematic. It can lead to voltage imbalances and create potential safety hazards. Furthermore, this method would only provide GFCI protection to the first two outlets in the line, leaving the remaining outlets unprotected. To elaborate on the two-pole GFCI breaker solution, let's delve deeper into its functionality. A standard single-pole GFCI breaker monitors the current flowing through the hot wire and compares it to the current returning through the neutral wire. In a properly functioning circuit, these currents should be equal. However, if a ground fault occurs, some of the current leaks to ground, creating an imbalance. When this imbalance exceeds a certain threshold, typically around 5 mA, the GFCI breaker trips, quickly interrupting the circuit and preventing electrical shock. A two-pole GFCI breaker works on the same principle but extends this protection to circuits with two hot wires, such as the A-B configuration found in this kitchen. It monitors the current flowing through both hot wires and the neutral wire. The breaker trips if the sum of the currents in the hot wires does not equal the current in the neutral wire, indicating a ground fault. This provides complete protection for the entire circuit. Choosing the right size two-pole GFCI breaker is essential. The breaker must be rated for the voltage and current requirements of the circuit. In most residential applications, this will likely be a 15 amps or 20 amps, 240 volts breaker. Always consult local electrical codes and regulations to ensure you select the correct breaker for your specific situation. When installing the two-pole GFCI breaker, it is vital to follow all manufacturer instructions and safety precautions. Turn off the power to the circuit at the main breaker panel before beginning any work. Connect the two hot wires to the corresponding terminals on the breaker and connect the neutral wire to the neutral terminal. Also, connect the ground wire to the ground terminal in the panel. After installation, test the GFCI breaker to ensure it is functioning correctly. Most GFCI breakers have a test button that simulates a ground fault. Press the test button and the breaker should trip immediately. If the breaker does not trip, there may be a wiring problem, and you should consult a qualified electrician. Now, let's examine why inline GFCI outlets are not the ideal solution in this scenario. As mentioned earlier, breaking the neutral at each outlet to create a split neutral configuration can lead to voltage imbalances. In a properly wired circuit, the neutral wire provides a return path for current from all the outlets and appliances connected to the circuit. When the neutral is broken at multiple points, it can disrupt this return path and cause voltage fluctuations. These voltage fluctuations can damage sensitive electronic equipment and create a safety hazard. Furthermore, installing GFCI outlets in a split neutral configuration may not provide reliable GFCI protection. The GFCI outlets are designed to monitor the current flowing through the hot and neutral wires at a single point. When the neutral is broken, the GFCI outlet may not be able to accurately detect ground faults, leaving occupants vulnerable to electrical shock. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, is a widely adopted standard for safe electrical installations in the United States. The NEC provides specific requirements for GFCI protection in various locations, including kitchens. Section 210.8 of the NEC requires GFCI protection for all 125 volts, 15 amps and 20 amps receptacles in kitchens that serve countertop surfaces. While the NEC does not explicitly prohibit the use of inline GFCI outlets in a split-neutral configuration, it strongly implies that such installations are not code compliant. The NEC emphasizes the importance of maintaining a continuous and reliable neutral return path for all circuits. Breaking the neutral at multiple points can violate this requirement and compromise the safety of the electrical system. To summarize, when dealing with kitchen receptacles wired with a shared neutral in a B configuration, the best solution is to install a 2-pole GFCI breaker. This provides comprehensive GFCI protection for all the outlets on the circuit while maintaining a safe and code-compliant electrical system. Avoid using inline GFCI outlets in a split-neutral configuration, as this can lead to voltage imbalances, unreliable GFCI protection, and potential safety hazards. Always consult with a qualified electrician and follow local electrical codes and regulations to ensure the safe and proper installation of GFCI protection in your kitchen. Remember to prioritize safety when working with electricity. Always turn off the power to the circuit before beginning any work, and use appropriate safety equipment, such as insulated gloves and eye protection. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to perform the work. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it is essential to take all necessary precautions to prevent accidents. In addition to GFCI protection, consider other safety measures for your kitchen electrical system. Ensure that all outlets and appliances are properly grounded. Inspect electrical cords and plugs regularly for damage, and replace them if necessary. Avoid overloading circuits by plugging too many appliances into a single outlet. Install smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors to provide early warning of fires and carbon monoxide leaks. By taking these precautions, you can create a safer and more comfortable environment for yourself and your family. Furthermore, it is worthwhile to understand the potential causes of ground faults in kitchen circuits. One common cause is damaged or frayed electrical cords. When the insulation on a cord wears away, the bare wires can come into contact with grounded surfaces such as metal appliances or water pipes. This creates a path for current to flow to ground, resulting in a ground fault. Another cause of ground faults is moisture. Water is an excellent conductor of electricity, and even a small amount of moisture can create a path for current to flow to ground. This is why GFCI protection is particularly important in kitchens, where there is a high risk of water exposure. Faulty appliances can also cause ground faults. If an appliance has a damaged internal component, such as a heating element or motor, it can create a path for current to flow to ground. Regularly inspect your appliances for signs of damage, and have them repaired or replaced if necessary. By understanding the potential causes of ground faults, you can take steps to prevent them and protect yourself from electrical shock. In addition to the technical aspects of GFCI protection, it is also important to consider the human factor. Electrical safety is not just about installing the right equipment, it is also about educating yourself and others about the risks of electricity. Teach children about the dangers of playing with electrical outlets and appliances. Remind adults to be careful when working with electricity and to always turn off the power before performing any repairs or maintenance. By promoting a culture of electrical safety, you can help prevent accidents and save lives. Finally, remember that electrical codes and regulations are constantly evolving. Stay up to date on the latest changes and ensure that your electrical system complies with all applicable requirements. Consult with a qualified electrician or building inspector if you have any questions or concerns about electrical safety. In conclusion, ensuring proper GFCI protection for kitchen receptacles with a shared neutral requires careful consideration and adherence to electrical codes and safety standards. The 2-pole GFCI breaker offers the most reliable and comprehensive solution, while inline GFCI outlets in a split neutral configuration should be avoided. By prioritizing safety and following best practices, you can create a safe and functional kitchen electrical system. Remember, electricity is a powerful force that demands respect. Always exercise caution and seek professional assistance when needed. By staying informed and taking appropriate precautions, you can protect yourself, your family, and your property from the dangers of electricity. Let's also touch upon the importance of regular testing of GFCI devices. The NEC mandates that GFCI devices be tested regularly to ensure they are functioning correctly. The test button on the GFCI device should be pressed monthly to simulate a ground fault and verify that the device trips. If the GFCI device fails to trip when the test button is pressed, it should be replaced immediately. Regular testing is crucial because GFCI devices can fail over time due to various factors such as age, wear and tear, and exposure to moisture or contaminants. A failed GFCI device will not provide the intended protection against electrical shock, putting occupants at risk. In addition to monthly testing, it is also advisable to test GFCI devices after any electrical work or repairs are performed on the circuit. This ensures that the wiring is correct and that the GFCI device is functioning properly after the work is completed. When testing GFCI receptacles, it is important to use a GFCI tester that is specifically designed for this purpose. These testers simulate a ground fault and verify that the GFCI receptacle trips within the specified time. Do not attempt to test GFCI receptacles by using other methods, such as inserting a metal object into the slots, as this can be dangerous and may damage the receptacle. Furthermore, it is essential to understand the limitations of GFCI protection. GFCI devices protect against electrical shock caused by ground faults, but they do not protect against overloads or short circuits. Overloads occur when too much current is drawn through a circuit, while short circuits occur when there is a direct connection between two conductors. Overloads and short circuits can cause wires to overheat and potentially start a fire. To protect against overloads and short circuits, circuits are typically protected by circuit breakers or fuses. These devices interrupt the circuit when the current exceeds a certain level, preventing the wires from overheating. It is important to ensure that the circuit breakers or fuses in your electrical panel are properly sized for the circuits they protect. Using undersized circuit breakers or fuses can lead to nuisance tripping, while using oversized circuit breakers or fuses can create a fire hazard. Also consider the impact of LED lighting on GFCI circuits. LED lighting has become increasingly popular due to its energy efficiency and long lifespan. However, some LED lighting fixtures can generate harmonic currents that can interfere with the operation of GFCI devices. Harmonic currents are electrical currents that are multiples of the fundamental frequency of the power supply, which is typically 60 Hz in the United States. These harmonic currents can cause GFCI devices to trip unnecessarily or to fail to trip when a ground fault occurs. To mitigate the impact of LED lighting on GFCI circuits, it is recommended to use LED lighting fixtures that are designed to minimize harmonic current generation. These fixtures typically have built-in filters or other circuitry that reduces the amount of harmonic current they produce. Additionally, it may be necessary to use GFCI devices that are specifically designed to be immune to harmonic currents. These devices typically have more sophisticated filtering circuitry that can distinguish between harmonic currents and ground fault currents. Always consult with a qualified electrician or lighting specialist to ensure that the LED lighting fixtures you choose are compatible with your GFCI protection system. Finally, remember that electrical safety is an ongoing process. It requires constant vigilance and attention to detail. Regularly inspect your electrical system for signs of damage or wear and tear. Address any problems promptly and professionally. Educate yourself and others about electrical safety best practices. By making electrical safety a priority, you can create a safer and more secure environment for everyone.